Hey, hey, Cactus Stars! How are you doing, friends of mine? I am so super excited to be here chatting with all of you. As you may already know, Zabrina is my girlfriend, and we're besties, and so I'm super excited to come and talk to her family tonight because that's what we are in Color Street. We are 100% a family, and I'm really excited to be here tonight. So, I'm probably waiting for a few people to jump on, but I don't know what's going on with this. This floppy one piece of hair, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So if you're just jumping on, let me know how long you've been with Color Street and what city and state you live in. I want to know who I'm talking with tonight. Hi, Krista. Hi, Zabrina. Yay, I'm seeing comments. You know, sometimes Facebook gets a little weird and you're like, ooh, we can't see comments. Hi, Amy Jo. So let me know, how long have you been with Color Street? Where are you hailing from? Yes, girlfriend. I'm so excited to be here. And I'm thankful that you're going to come and talk to my team next month. You're incredible. And last time you came and spoke to them, it really kind of hit them in their feelers. And that's definitely what my team needs. Okay, I see a year, December 1st. Okay. A year and a half, 3 years. I see some veterans. I see some babies. I like it. We have some people all over the board, which is fun. This is going to be so fun. So, I want to be respectful of your time. So if you have questions, if there's anything specifically you want us to talk about tonight, please throw those in the comments. If I skip over your question, I'm not avoiding it. Pop it in there again if I just, sometimes on a live things happen really fast and I don't always read them all real time. So, if I don't get to your question, just ask it a third and fourth time. You ain't bugging me. You're not going to bug me at all. But what do we want to talk about tonight, Cactus Stars? Let's talk. I like this more than me talking at you. I would rather have it feel more conversational, and we can chat about things. And coaching is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world to do. I love jumping on coaching calls. I love working with my people that want it in this business. And I like those because they're conversational. I get to love on people and listen to them and see like what their needs are and how I can help them find solutions to their needs, if that makes any sense. Okay, let me see here in the comments. Okay, hi y'all, hi. Okay, Catherine says she will soon celebrate her second colorversary. Yeah, Ohio. Whoop-de-whoop, take a poop. I like it. All right, y'all, who has topics, any specific topics you need work on in your business, or anything you want me to expand upon tonight, any burning questions of desire you have for this business, let's go there. Let's go there. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything. Anything except for spiders. We're not talking about spiders. Recruiting. That is a broad topic, so I'm going to need to break it down. We can talk recruiting, but are we going to talk about I did a flipping the host training. I can post that for you guys. I just did a kick-ass flipping the host. Ooh, verbiage. Girl, let's talk about enrolling verbiage. I love this one. Does anybody else want me to talk about enrolling? Hi, Jen. Thanks for having me. I love enrolling. It's a topic that I literally could talk about for 3 days, but it's so broad. It's so broad. I have forums that I train my people to use. A big one with my team now is learning how to follow through and work through objections. And so this is what I've been training other people's teams on, and I've been walking through kind of my process on how I enroll. So a huge part of how I enroll, I think my very first year with Color Street, I enrolled 109 people in one calendar year. So I enrolled at the very end of October. So from October to October was 109 people. I have not hit my 2 years yet, so I'm at like 21 months. I'm 3 months away from my 2-year anniversary. I think I'm at like 66 for this year. So I've been a little bit more intentional with my time this year, but still a lot, still a high enroller. I think total in 2 years it'll probably be around close to 200, just under 200 likely. Here's the deal. I'm going to talk about enrolling. One, you have got to flip your mindset. So many of my stylists on my team, I can only speak about my stylists on my team. I'm not going to make any prejudgments about you on your team, but I'm going to assume that you probably deal with the same issues. So many of my people say this. They say these two things. They say, I hate feeling spammy. I don't feel authentic. I feel like I'm just salesy and I hate it. I feel spammy. Rightfully so. They probably are doing it in a spammy way. No, hard no. We're not going to do that. And two, they're like, I've asked 100 people and they all said no. Okay, probably. They all do for me too. We're going to work through that. So you have to flip your mindset. On the first one, you have to believe in what you're selling. And I'm not talking about nails. I need you to remove nails from the table. If you want to enroll and build a team, what is the best thing that you sell? You're going to always start with your best sales pitch when you're trying to enroll and build a team. The absolute best thing I have to offer someone is not the nails. Okay? Get that out of your head. We're not selling nails anymore. If you want to build a team and be a boss, you've got to get past the nails. Sure, I have parties, and that's how I build my warm market. That's how I get to meet these people is the nails. But that's not the best thing I offer. The best thing I have to offer anyone is this business opportunity. And I believe in it tenfold. Like, this business changes people's lives. This is what puts food on people's tables. This is what helps their children. This is what pays their medical bills. Like, this opportunity is the best thing I sell, so this is what I start with. I don't know if you guys have heard the rolling a boulder up a hill, down a hill analogy. My friend Lauren Granato uses it. But which one's easier? Start with getting to know them, offering them a sample, checking in with a sample, seeing if they put the sample on, getting them in your VIP group, maybe getting them to make an order, then seeing if they'll host a party, then seeing if you can flip them into a stylist, and then seeing if you can enroll them. That's a lot of freaking work. I'd rather start with opportunity. And I'll knock my way down. If I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 no's, I'll work them through a party, but likely they're not going to want to say no to me 3 or 4 times. But the best thing I sell is the business. That's what I start with because it changes lives. I'm here to change lives, guys. I'm not here to sell nails. I'm here to make a difference in other humans' lives, okay? And also, I don't ever feel spammy because, one, I'm not going to approach someone that I've never had conversations with before. I teach my stylist, and I can, I'll share the training link here and the forums for you guys if you want to learn how I use a hot list and a cold list and how I created a go for no form. But I have a rule of I need to have 3 or 4 organic conversations with someone, not about nails, before I ever approach them about the business opportunity. You have to have like, no trust. You have to build a like, no trust factor with them, okay? It's really freaking spammy. We all get that when the girl's all up in your inbox. And she's like, hey girl, just wanted to let you know. I said no. I'm like, ew, get out. Like, you don't care about me. You don't even give a rat's ass about me. You just want to grow your business. Don't be that girl. When you're all up in someone's inbox trying to enroll them without even freaking taking the time to get to know them, you are being inauthentic and you're being selfish. You've made it about you. Sales should never feel spammy or bad or whatever, because sales truly, if you're doing it right, is coming from a place of love and service and providing someone a solution to their problem. No one's ever going to hate you if you're providing them a solution to their problem. That's truly what sales breaks down to. Sales is love. If I know that you need something, I'm going to provide you that solution, okay? You can't know what their problem is, what their insecurity is, what they need in their life, what they're twisting over in their head if you don't know them. And that comes with asking questions. I don't get in someone's inbox and talk about me. I'm constantly engaging them, asking them questions, learning about their life, asking them what they do for a living, asking them about their family. I want to learn all about them. Okay, because every one of us wants to be sold to if someone is providing us a solution to what we need. So not everybody enrolls for the money. Some people do. So maybe it's income. Maybe your husband lost his job. Maybe she just got, she got her hours cut at work, whatever it may be. Maybe she really, maybe something happened medically in the family and they have to cover some bills. Maybe not. I approach super wealthy women. Some people want the community. Some people need friendships. Some people need something that's for them. Maybe they need recognition. They need to see maybe they used to have this great job and now they're home with the kids and they need to feel important again. There's a million different reasons why I think people will enroll, but I have got to find their problem and I have got to come from a place of love and authenticity and provide them a solution. Okay? So you don't get to know someone's problem, or you can't, wrap your mind around what the solution will be if you're just doing hey girls up in their inbox. Stop doing that shit. It does not work. You need to be authentic. You need to start tracking when you talk to people. You got to have the like, no trust factor first, okay? Think of sales as a form of love and a form of service, and you have to believe in the business. If you don't believe in the business model or yourself, you're going to come off spammy. And if you're just trying to enroll someone to build your business, you're going to come off spammy. But if you are truly, genuinely someone that is wanting to help another person, you're not ever going to come off spammy. You don't have to feel guilty or feel bad at the end of the day, because I'm just starting with something that's going to solve her problem. That's it. And okay, and then moving on to number 2. So I talked about the issue with my team. I'm like, oh, I'd like to enroll, but I feel spammy, blah, blah, blah. So they don't. They ask like 2 people a month. That you're never going to enroll or build a team that way. Trust. But 2 is, oh, I asked a bunch of people and they all said no. Oh, I can't enroll. Yeah. No is the way to a yes. I've enrolled what? I'm very bad at math. So bad at math. Semi-stupid. I don't know, 175 people, 180 people. Let me tell you how many people have said yes to me the very first time I approached them about the business opportunity. Probably 2. 2 that I can recall. 2. Okay? I don't even know what percentages that is, but it's very, very stupidly low. All right? 2. I would say most of my enrollments and most of the time I get a yes from someone, it is on the 6th or the 7th reach out. 6 or 7. So if you're quitting the first or second time you get a no from someone and you can't build their security up, and you can't walk them through their objections, and you can't start believing in them before they believe in themselves, you've missed out on a whole team, girlfriend. If you're quitting on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, even 4th time, you're missing out on a whole team. And the best stylists on my team were people I worked on for months and months and months, because it's worth it. It's worth it. I think of myself like a sports recruiter. I want the very best style. I'm not trying to enroll kit stealers. I want business builders. Like, it all takes time to enroll people. I want someone to build the business. So I think of myself like a fancy, like, high-end sports recruiter. And if it takes me 8 months to build a relationship with this girl and to convince her that this is the right gig for her and the right team for her and she can do this, you know, because we all hear it, like, I'm too busy, I suck at sales, I blah, blah, blah. Give me all the reasons. I don't care what they are. She doesn't believe in herself. She doesn't think she can do this. I need to find ways to keep reaching out, keeping that connection open, convincing her that she's worthy, that she can do this, and that I want her. Like, I'm not going to quit because she's worth it to me. And so, yeah, I've just found I just have a willingness to work through objections. You know how you get good at working through objections? You do it. You do it all the time. And we share language a lot on our team. When someone's stuck, when they get an objection from someone they're trying to enroll, we post that, or we ask for help from our uplines all the time. And we also post wins. When someone has a really tough objection that they're working through, we post that in our group space. And I love this because everyone learns, we need to learn language. Language is the hardest skill to learn, I think, with enrolling, on how to overcome these objections and not feel pushy, not feel like pressury. There are some people, I assure you, there are people on your team that are smooth as silk. They could talk you into anything. My husband tells like people all the time, he's like, I'm pretty sure my wife could sell you herpes. Like, I am smooth with people. It's probably just from like years and years of being in law enforcement and having to be a public speaker with like 200 angry people. I had to find a way to make them like me. I would get objections I couldn't prepare for thrown at me in a live presentation. So I had to get good on my feet. But I did it by messing up a lot. And I did it by looking stupid a lot. And you just get better over time. But I would say start sharing your language. When you have someone that enrolls and they work through an objection, they get a win, share it. Screenshot that. Say, hey, this is what she said to me. This is how I worked through it. She enrolled. Or you say, hey, I really want this girl on my team. This is my 6th time reaching out to her. This is what she said to me. What would you say? You know, and I wouldn't just ask a rando. I would ask someone on your team that's a high enroller. I would ask someone on your team that's really good with language, because I have a lot of people on my team, they're like, I would tell her this, do this. And I'm like, God, no, that's too pushy. Don't say that to her. So you really need to be asking the people that are good at every team has them. Everyone's good at language. So, enrolling, I could talk about how to do a go for no form. I could talk about this or that. But you have to believe in yourself, and you have to be authentic, and you have to build relationships. This business is built on relationships. And you have got to be doing more than 3 or 4 reach outs. You've got to work through objections, and you have to see it as a long game. Okay? Most of the people I'm enrolling this month, I began working on 6, 7, 8 months ago. This is a long game. Enrolling is not a short man's game. It's a long game. All right? So if you start putting these things into action now, you're not going to reap the rewards. You've got to show up and be consistent every day. And in 6-8 months, you're going to have the best enrolling month of your life. And that's if you have a high, like, hot list, cold list. If you're reaching out to 1 or 2 people a month, you ain't never going to have a great enrolling month. I say that for every $500 you sell, you should have 3 or 4 people on your hot or cold list that you consistently reach out over time, work through objections on. So if you're selling $2,000, you should have 16 people that you're working. Bare minimum. I say 5 for my team, but I know other teams are like, 5 per $500? Yeah, absolutely. That's that many people you should be working on. So I hear people all the time like, I just can't enroll. And I'm like, show me, screenshot it. I want to see who you're talking to, girl. Show me. And they're like, they're like, I've just been really working on this one person. I've been putting all I got into her. And I'm like, okay, and who else? And she's like, no, just her. And I'm like, who else? You just sold $2,000 last month. You're only working this one girl? That doesn't make any sense. So volume, yes, is key. And starting with the opportunity, it's the best thing we sell, you guys, by far. Being authentic and continuing to follow up. Okay, follow up. All the people I'm enrolling, most of the time, I have to work through many times. I have to go through months of relationship building, of believing in them before they believe in themselves, because we all had doubts before we started this business. So that is my view and my take on enrolling in a nutshell. I don't have to wait for people to join my VIP to talk to them about the business. You guys, 3 of the last 5 people I've enrolled had never even tried Color Street. I'm selling a business. I'm selling a life-changing business opportunity. I'm not trying to get them to try the nails. I have people that will enroll with me because I'm so good at selling the business. Okay? The business changes lives. The nails make us look pretty. They're cool, and it's a great product, honestly. But if you go with the approach of you're selling a life-changing opportunity versus I'm selling an $11 product, totally different. It's a game changer. You're going to find business builders that way. Okay, I'm going to go through and look at these comments. What's your best way to connect with new people to enroll more people? When you've enrolled and asked everyone in your current warm market. Build your warm market, girl. And for these, there's a million ways that I do it, but if you, it sounds, Krista, like you know what you have to do. So Krista's saying, I've asked everyone in my warm market. Well, one of my favorite things to do is when I ask everyone, how many times have you asked them, Krista? Have you reached out to every single person in your market and worked through every objection they've had 8 times? Because I doubt it. I assure you there are people in your warm market that if you spent time loving on them and working them through their objections, they would enroll with you. They just don't believe in themselves yet. But 2, if you need to grow your warm market, y'all need to pick up a book. I had no sales experience. I didn't know any of this. I literally would keyword search how to grow a warm market in sales, how to get more leads in sales, direct sales tips on growing network, enrolling 101. And then I would just, it's like this crazy idea, but I would listen to podcasts and I would read books and I would read, you guys, self-development is key here. We have the internet available to us. So if you need to grow your warm market, girl, get out, go do some work. There's a million ideas that I steal from other direct sales companies. I always watch what other successful people are doing. And I'm not just talking about Color Street. Please branch outside of Color Street, okay? But if you want to be a Tony Robbins, y'all better see what Tony Robbins is doing, okay? If you want to be a Steve Jobs, y'all better read his autobiography and everything else that you can find on the man on how he built his business. So you guys, I honestly know what your issues are, but you cannot skip the fucking struggle. You just can't. Sorry for the F word. You can't skip the struggle. You've got to put in the elbow grease to learn what you have to do. All right, that's what I've done. I just, instead of Netflix every night, if I go walk my dogs, I put a podcast in. If I need to learn, A, B, C, and D, I'm gonna go educate myself on it until I feel confident. And then I'm gonna find an idea, I'm gonna try it. It's gonna bomb. That's okay. Back to the drawing board. Gonna see what the other people, okay, this company does this. Okay, this is their training program. Let me try. Gonna try it. Maybe it bombs, maybe it doesn't. And that has just been my system, to get out there and educate myself and not depend on anyone telling me what I have to do. Because what Ashley South does to grow her warm market may not work for other people. And how I learned about the like, no, trust factor and building rapport with people, I just listen to a lot of podcasts and read a lot of books. That's it. If you want to be successful, you have got to read and make time for self-development and see what successful people do. You've got to do it. Okay. So I'm going to keep going through the questions. What is my favorite place to meet people? Krista, the internet. I'm very introverted. I'm a very shy girl by nature. I'm an outgoing introvert, if that makes sense. I can be on. I can snap it on real fast. I can be at a conference. I can be on stage. It drains me. It is physically in my core. I'm shriveled up. I'm dying a slow death. I do not like being around large groups of people. But I have found it's really not that hard if you open up your mind to it. And so I use the internet all the time. Go in like different groups. Go in like if you have a Jeep, go in a Jeep group. If you have young kids, go in a mom's group. Go to moms. Like, you've got to be putting yourself out there to meet new people. Also, like, if you have people that are buying from you and they say no, can you be like, hey, well, do you happen to know anyone that would really be interested in this business opportunity? That's a very easy conversation to have. And oftentimes they'll be like, yeah, you know, like, this isn't for me, but my sister is looking for a gig. Like, she just quit a job. She's home with 2 kids. She's lonely. Let me get her on your opportunity call. You know? It's very, very simple if you start thinking outside the box and seeing what other people do. That was in a book that I read on somebody did, and I'm like, huh, no shit. And so I started doing it, and it worked. I meet people I use the internet as my tool, you guys. That's another thing. Social selling. Start keyword searching it. Listening to podcasts, attraction marketing. Listening to keyword search, podcasts. Those are both going to be your best friends if you're looking to meet new people. But for me, also, I'm trying to put myself out there. Like, if I go to Starbucks, I'm talking to the girl. I'm wearing the loudest nails I can. I'm going to the country club to play tennis, and I'm offering to put samples on people. And I have to really put myself out of my comfort zone sometimes to make sure that I'm meeting new people each day. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go through and see some more questions. Zabrina, you said, can I give us an example of how I would do that to someone who's never tried? Examples of what? Okay, Jen says, yes, I have 0 experience with network marketing. I'm all about learning through the books, the podcasts, the trainings. Absolutely. Oh, what is my favorite self-development book? All right. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about it. I have a whole library in my office on personal development books. I like them because I can go through. I like to read a book once and just like soak it in. I'm like, oh, and then I go through again and I highlight. And on the front cover, Amanda Simon actually talked about this on her Connect the Dots. If you have not seen Amanda Simon Connect the Dots on being a lifetime learner, it's a game changer. But then I can go through and mark my notes down on like things that really jump out at me that are going to affect my business, what page they're on. So you can make those notes in like the front covers of the book, which is really cool. And then I can loan it out to my team. I would say the most important thing in this business is people skills and making those connections. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is like the oldest book in the world. It is still the most important thing you can do. I don't care how good you are at reaching out. I don't care how many people you reach out to. I don't care how spectacular you are at sales if you sell $8,000. If you don't know how to be likable, if you don't know how to engage someone in a conversation and talk about them, if you don't know how to ask questions and make yourself a likable human being, you're not going to excel at this business and you won't enroll specifically. So How to Win Friends and Influence People is one of the most influential books you're going to read in sales because sales is a people business. That's what it is. I have a lot of other ones. Like I have some on coaching. I have some on team culture. Go for No is a great book that has changed the way that my team enrolls for sure. If you want, I can post screenshots of a lot of the books that I love so much. I have a lot on leadership. Once I had a really big team, I do have a lot of experience already in leadership in my professional career, but I had never attempted to lead people virtually. Most of my team is not local. And I had never led a large group of women before. So I really had to educate myself on team culture and empathy and the things like that. Those were not things that came naturally to me at all. Good questions, good questions. Okay, Zabrina, you say, what do I say to introduce the business? All right, I'm going to use an example here. Okay, so hopefully you guys have already seen my Connect the Dots on the official Color Street Stylist page. But in that, if you haven't, go back, check it out again. This is that self-development. Make time to watch new stuff each day. But in that, I talk about how I'm adding random people on my Facebook every single day. I don't have a quota, but if I don't add 5 or 10 random people that I don't know on Facebook, it's a slow day for me. I'm constantly adding them. I'm not adding them to my VIP group. No, that would be spammy. I'm freaking getting to know them. I'm commenting their stories. whatever. And then if something catches me that I can relate to with this girl or whatever, I'm putting her on my hot list, and I'm going to make sure we connect. Okay, we're going to start having conversations. Maybe she has a daughter the same age as my daughter. Maybe her outfits are banging and she wears jean jumpsuits like I love jean. Maybe she has purple hair. Okay, I don't care what it is. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to make sure we connect organically. And I'm going to find out more about it. Simple. I'm just going to ask her questions. That's it. All right? And you'll get better at the questions you ask the more you do this. Now I'm just not like, oh my God, like what's your favorite jeans brand? I'm like, wow. Like I try to find really like things that will tell me about what kind of person she is without being like too deep, because I'm not the deepest person. But let's say like I meet a girl on Facebook and I friended her, and okay, I'm going to use this example. I met a girl and she had really funny political memes. I don't post anything political because I think they're very polarizing, but her stuff was fire. And so I'd always laugh at them. She started engaging in my posts, and then we connected. I was like, oh my God, like you're so freaking funny. How are we not best friends? And it just connected from there. And she has 2 young children, one of which is the same age as my daughter. So I would just ask her, like, hey, what school does she go to? Like, are you struggling with attitude already? Like, oh my gosh, how do you do it? You know, like, and then it turned out she was a single mom. I can connect to that. For 14 years, I was a single mom. And it wasn't me I don't talk about me. You've got to talk about them. And I was like, wow, that is so incredibly hard. Like, I did that too. Like, how are you doing? You know, like, is it hard for you? Do you love it? And then it came down to she has some mental illness, and she really does struggle, and she just needed someone to talk to. And I was like, this girl needs a community. Yeah, she could use the money. She needs friendships. She needs people looking out for her. She needs a sisterhood. And it took a few months of me getting to know her. And then I said, hey, I know we've been friends for and I hadn't even added her in my VIP group, you guys. I did not want to seem inauthentic. And I just said, hey, I know that you'd love this group of women that we have. Like, it is life-changing, the friendships and relationships that we have. I know that you're busy working, and I know you have 2 kids. I think we can make it work for you, but I would really love to have you doing this with us. I think that you'd love it. I think you'd be great at it. You're freaking hilarious. I would personally oversee your onboarding and training, but mostly I think that it would bring joy in your life. It is a killer opportunity. I'm just like that, you guys. I'm just genuine. I'm not trying to bamboozle her. I'm not trying to come out the box with stats and facts. Women are emotional. And so that was just an example of someone I enrolled, and yeah, easy peasy, mac and cheesy. But there is no set way I introduce the business. It has got to be tailored to the person you're talking to. It is not like a cut and dry, someone else, like I didn't join for the community. It's amazing, and it's probably my favorite part of it. I joined for the money. I'm dollar signs, I'm money driven, I'm here to make money, and the second I stop making money in this business, I'm out. So people want different things. Okay, let's see. Examples of offering the opportunity to somebody who's never tried the nails. If someone's a business person, if someone has experience in sales, if someone's just lost their job, if I know that someone's struggling financially, if I know that she really needs a community, they're not joining for the nails. A lot of people, I'm not looking for people that are kit stealers or discount buyers. That doesn't build my team. Do they enroll with me? Yes. Do I offer everyone the opportunity, and do they enroll with me? Yes. They're not the people I actively recruit. I am looking for some like self-motivated, you know who they are, okay? Back to that enrolling mindset. If I'm a high-level, like, whatever, NFL team, sports recruiter, I'm looking for the best that are going to build a business with me. So you can usually identify them. And I'm just like, I get to know them and see what would be the most appealing to them about this business, and that's what I start with. All right, y'all, I will post the books for you guys. And really, you guys, it's very simple. It comes down to this. If what you're going to say to them would be off-putting to you, if you'd be like, flip yourself around. If you're going to approach someone about the business, but you haven't taken time to get to know them, you're not tailoring it to how it's going to solve their problem. Remember, everything you do should be solution-based. It should come from a place of love. So if you're offering them the opportunity just to grow your team, and it feel like if you were in her spot and you'd be like, ew, if someone sent me that message, I would ghost them. I would be, like, no, I wouldn't want to join her team. Then don't freaking send it. Just don't send anything that you yourself wouldn't bring you joy to read or to respond to. That's it. I think we really overthink enrolling when all we have to do is just be normal human beings. That's it. End of the day, don't overthink it. Don't think like there's one way that I reach out and enroll people. I don't. I just make sure that I'm a normal human and that I'm not an annoying person. If I was in their shoes, I wouldn't be annoyed by it. All right. Okay, I'm going through, seeing if there's any other questions you guys have. If you do, throw them in the comments. But really, guys, I want you to be patient. I want you to understand that enrolling is like planting seeds. And this is what we say all the time in my team. Sales is immediate. It's immediate gratification. Boom, you see your PV go up to me. Enrolling, you've got to be doing it. You've got to spread those seeds far and wide. And then you have to water, you have to track them. Like I have a list, and I'm sure you can see I have a hot list here. Red is hot, turquoise is cold. People I'm constantly I have to see that list because I know when we have a new launch, when we have Canada opening, I'm finding ways to engage with them and talk to them and, you know, remind them that I still really want them to do this with me, whatever. But this is a long game. Enrolling is not, and there's times when you'll get an objection and you need to back up. You need to not be pushy. Get her in the long game, not in the short game. You're going to push people away if you're way too damn pushy immediately. And again, that's self-serving instead of coming from a place of love. If she's not ready yet, she's not ready yet. But we'll get her there. Long game. Don't be panicky. Don't come from the scarcity mindset. Long game. You plant more seeds and you water more seeds. And eventually, if you're going to sprout up over, some of them won't ever sprout. That's fine. I don't care. You plant enough and you water enough. In 6-7 months, you're gonna have an enrolling mindset and you're gonna be a boss. But you've got to be constantly planting them. You can't just keep working this. You can't keep watering the same 2 seeds you've been planting every day. And you have to understand that you've got to show up. Like if you aren't showing up for your business consistently, those seeds won't sprout. Like that, it's not going to happen. So you've got to think long game instead of being like, oh, I tried to enroll this month and we're not worried about this month. What you're seeing is the effort you put in 6 months ago. That's what's happening this month in terms of your enrollment numbers. Okay. Can I talk about my party upgrade method? Yeah, I'll talk about that. Do I offer the opportunity to anyone I meet through nail bars or just the host? What do I find is my favorite way to engage a potential enrollee? Well, I don't know if you're on the beginning of this, Eva, when I talked about being authentic, but no, you shouldn't feel pushy. If you're coming from a place of love and service, you won't ever feel pushy. If you're feeling pushy, you're doing it wrong. Can I talk about my party upgrade method? Do I have a party upgrade method? Have I talked about that before? Sometimes I'll do like games in my VIP, and if they win like a prize or whatever, I will like upsell them. Or if they shop on like a live shop my stock, I always keep like extra sets on hand. So if they're like, ooh, I only have one in Coral Bay, and this girl really wanted Coral Bay, you can upsell that way if that's what you mean. But if I approach them with the opportunity and they have said no a few times, I will downsell to a party. Absolutely. People don't want to keep saying no to you over and over again. So if I get a no a few times and she's like, oh, I'm just too busy. Oh my gosh, I really would love to. I just don't think now's the right time. I'd be like, listen, sister, I get that. I feel you. I know how busy you are. I can see what you're doing. I don't want to stress you. Can I just do a party for you instead? It's super easy. I set it up. Bare minimum, you got to post once a day. I'll show you how to do that. I'll even provide you the post. Can I earn you some free nails? Let's do this together. We're going to have fun. Bare minimum. And a lot of times, by then I know them. Remember? I know them. They trust me. They like me. People have got to like you. And almost always I get a party that way. If I want to downsell. There's not everybody I want to downsell. Because a party is effort, you guys. A party's a lot of work. I do try to always run 8 parties a month, bare minimum. And I teach my team, if you want to grow and build, if you want to hit a rank, 10-8-2 method. Molly Fitch, 10-8-2. You got to book 10 parties to host 8 to enroll 2 each month. Most people flip about 1 in 4 hosts. So my host flipping rate is about 3 in 4. It's very high because, again, I'm good with language. I'm really good with hostess coaching. And I have a training here that I can post for you guys on how I hostess coach if you're interested in that. I don't send out, I really don't bother with samples. I don't have a sample form. If you go to my website, I don't offer samples. Before a party, I don't do samples. In a party, I don't do samples. I don't bother with samples. I start with the business. It's my best option, and I'll bump down to a party. Those are both very income producing and very time efficient for me. Doing samples and sending them out and mailing them and then following up. Like, to me, I'm just like, oh. So I stopped doing that when my goal was to hit 8 or more parties a month. I don't really mess with samples. If I really want someone to try the product, I just send out a full set. Now, if I feel like someone's just cheap and is trying to hustle me, then I'll send them a sample. If I meet someone in person, like at Starbucks, I will apply the sample to them, but I really don't like mailing out samples. I feel like they're a waste of my time. And right now, like, I'd rather spend my time enrolling, building my team, or running a party. Let's see. How do I get to 8 parties each month? I teach full time. What is the best, most efficient way to party? Oh, I love this question. Mega party, okay? Get good at a single host party first, and then you put them, when you get a bunch of people that are, like, I have all sorts of ways. I struggle to book parties every month. There is no one system I have to book parties. If, like, I'll try one month and get 3 parties this way, and then the next month it goes flat. Like, I cannot book a single person with this method. So guess what Ashley Self does? Whoop! I start seeing Tuesday trainings. I want to see what people in paparazzi jewelry do. Like, I literally have to go back to the drawing board every month to book parties, and that's okay. I'm successful. I'm just not going to I'm just not going to accept failure. So I book my parties, and when I do that, I give them 2 dates. I have a lot of teachers in my life, so I always have an end of the month date because all the teachers get paid around the end of the month. They're broke before that. And then I have like early, like first, second week of the month, okay? And so I give them 2 dates. And so they pick whatever, and I run 4 or 5 hosts in each party. It's called a mega party. You can name it whatever the hell you want. I've named a bunch of mine like Girls Night In. So fun. All the hosts have their own link. They don't know each other. We're all just going to run this crazy ass party together. Super fun, because instead of like 15 people in the party, there's like 100. So engagement's popping off. The algorithm's popping off. Each one of my hosts is going live on different days. It's so much freaking fun, okay? It's so fun. And then I hostess coach them all in a group message. It saves me so much time. If you wanted to, you could do 1 mega party with all 8 hosts, 1 day of the month. Don't make it hard on yourself. I don't want any single ass parties. So I will like maybe do a single party if there's someone I really want to enroll and flip her, and I know I can just use that VIP group over. But my goal here is 8 parties a month because I know I'm going to get more people to become stylists that way. All right. Yeah, we all struggle with booking parties. It just comes with the mindset of, are you going to say I can't, or are you going to say, how can I? And on coaching calls all the time, I get this. I can't. I'm just so busy. I can't. I can't run 8 parties. Ashley, I'm busier than you. No, bitch, you're not. And so it's just a symbol of, okay, I totally understand. I know how busy you are. I know you're struggling. Tell me how you can. Find some solutions for me on how you think maybe you could do it. Like just hypothetically speaking, if you were going to run 8 parties, how would you do it? How could you? And so I hear it all the time. Oh, I can't afford Leadership Summit. It's too expensive. Okay, but how can you? Do you think hitting Circle of Excellence every month and maybe putting that money aside and maybe running 1 or 2 extra parties a month and you could, right? Like, how can you get from I can't to how can I? And the most successful people in the world never say the phrase I can't. They just say, how can I, and what steps do I need to take to get there? Can I tell us more about how I do my parties? I will post that training for you guys. It's like an hour-long training. I would be here all night talking about how I do my parties, how I hostess coach, how I book, how I flip. It's a full-blown training I did for Brittany Metke's team, and I'm not going to try to brag, but it's an awesome training. So I will post that here for all of you to watch, tag your people in, use it as a training. I would be very happy to do that. Do the hosts get weird about... No, they don't. You guys, your host won't get weird unless you make it weird. If this is how I run a party, like nowhere in the books would be like, I'm going to run you a single party. No, I'm just like, oh my gosh, ladies, you're all in a group message together. I'm so excited. Each one of you booked a party with me. Let me explain how this is going to go down. It's going to be poppin'. It's called a Girls Night In. Let me explain how it works. Your people are going to have so much freaking fun. I do extra games and giveaways in Girls Night In. I do spoil packages, blah, 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 blah. If they don't know any different, why would they complain? And really, if you have a positive, uplifting mindset, you can talk anyone into anything. I don't ever get anyone on my team that complains, really, like sometimes on coaching calls, but I leave 0 room for that crap in my life. My hostesses don't complain. I've never had a single host complain because I said, I'm confident. I'm like, this is what we're doing. I'm going to get you the most nails. And people are like, oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, she's great. She's amazing. And y'all, my first one, I didn't know I was doing. I faked that. I faked that funk so hard. If you are positive, like, woo, they're going to be positive and uplifting. I'm not just like, hey, girls, I'm going to put you in this thing. Like, maybe if you want to do it's called a mega party. I know that you wanted single parties, but, like, this is just going to, you know, it'll be okay. I would start doubting that. I'd be like, I don't want to do this with this girl. You know what I mean? So you just run your crap and run your business how you want to. And you lead with confidence and excitement. Yes, I will share the training for my, okay, so I'm going to share the training for my enrolling on how I use Go For Now, how I build those relationships. I create little like dots on my list on how many times you've talked to that person before you ask them about the business. So that's called my hot list, cold list, Go For Now training. I did that for Taylor Shields' team. And then I will post my party, it's called Hostess Coaching and Flipping the Host training. So I'll post those both here for you. Definitely lead with confidence, you guys. And you dress for the job that you want. That's all I have to say. I have girls on my team, and they're like, I want to hit executive. I'm like, that's cool, but you're sitting there bitching. You're being negative on a bunch of posts. I said, you're never going to hit executive. Not like that. You don't show up to team trainings. You don't do anything. You're not there for your team. You dress for the job that you want. What do you see me doing? What do you see executives on? Then you do that. If you want to be an executive, you start doing the things that you see executives do. If I want to be Tony Robbins, I'm going to learn everything I can about him, and I'm going to start doing the things that I know that Tony Robbins does. And so leading with confidence is key. If you really look up to a leader that is confident, that is killing the game, whatever, you find out what she does, and you do that. Now, maybe it's not her same methods, but I have faked the funk so many times when I didn't believe in myself, when I didn't think I could do it, when I didn't think I was good enough, but you know, my team thought I was. And I showed up and I got the job done, and most of the time, the faking the funk, it will trick your brain. Eventually, you will be good enough. Let's see. Oh yeah, mega party, game changer, guys. Yeah, just put them all in one party. You could literally do 2 mega parties, each with 6 hosts, and you could run 12 parties a month. Cakewalk. Totally. Any other questions, you guys? I will post my trainings. I will post some of my favorite self-development books. Anything else you're dying to know? Let me check these comments over here. Yeah, it says, can you tell us more about how I do my parties? Parties, so much work. Yeah, they are a lot of work, which is why I lump some all together. Like, I want my parties to be amazing, but doing 8 single parties a month, like, if you guys have a problem, like, whatever your problem is, I can't book parties. I need to grow my warm market. Literally, I want you to think, how can I? And it just usually comes down to using your resources, getting creative, learning, asking, seeing what other people do, watching Tuesday trainings, doing a YouTube search, doing a Google search, reading some books. Like, the answers are out there. If I can find them with no sales experience, I promise you every single one of you can too. For me, it's just, I'm solution based. Okay, I'm exhausted this month. I can't do these 8 parties. I'm stressed. How do I make it better next month? I know, mega party. I'm going to host this coach, all my hosts together. You know, whatever the problem is, I can wrap my brain around finding a solution. And if I don't have one, I will find one. And I'm willing to fail. And oopsie, I don't know what just happened here. There we go. I talk about this a lot in my group, and I share my fails a lot with my team. Like, I had an enrolling fail the other day. That really pissed me off. It was rude of her. But you have got to be willing to fail. Like, get this in your head. If you're an entrepreneur, a failure isn't just going to sometimes happen. It's going to happen every freaking day, over and over. That is how I got good. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I fail more than most people are willing to try. Most people are so, like, everyone's like, that's why they don't want to do the business. Think about it. Were you a little bit afraid of failing? Were you afraid of looking stupid? Were you afraid of what people would say? Who cares? We literally have nothing to lose. We're not locked into any contract. Why didn't we jump at this and say yes the first time? I didn't. I hemmed and hawed and thought about it for months and thought I couldn't do this. It's because, like, we have this twisted sense of failure. We don't want to fail. But in business, as a business owner, you have got to look for ways to fail. I'm serious. Now, it doesn't mean you don't learn from them and change. I'm saying that the more you fail, the more you'll succeed. And if you're one of those people that's stuck in a corner and you're overthinking, you're like, oh, maybe should I do this? No, I don't have all the forms. I need to make a form. It's not perfect. My group isn't perfect. Oh, shoot. I got excited, guys. Sorry. Failure is like my favorite thing to talk about. It's my second favorite F word. But you have got to be willing to fall flat on your face. And the next time you do it, you'll do it better. And the only reason I've got good at enrolling, the only reason I'm good at parties, the only reason I'm good at whatever I'm good at, is because I have failed more than most people are even willing to try. So as young kids, we're taught like, oh, you get an F on a thing, you're getting spanked. Oh, failing's bad. Oh, you're on a sports team, you strike out, you failed. It's bad. Oh, boo-hoo, you let your team down. You gotta change. It's all mindset. Are you guys seeing that? It's all mindset. You've got to have a high failure tolerance. Not a high pain tolerance, a high failure tolerance. Most people fail with an enrollment and they give up and they're going to sit in their corner and pout. I'm like, yes, girl. I have a no go for no quotient. I want to get 10 no's a day. I don't care about yeses. I know that no's are how I get to a yes eventually. No is the way. And failing is the way on how I got good. And no business owner will tell you that they haven't failed over and over and over and over. It's just the people that don't quit and keep getting up and trying again. So be totally cool with it. Don't like, and I tell my team all the time, I tell them what I do, but I don't give them exact systems to do it because I want them to fail. That's how they get good. If they just do Ashley South's, like if I just gave them an Ashley South mock party on how I do my thing, they're never going to fail and they're never going to learn. They're not going to bumble through everything. They need to do that. That is the most important part of being a business owner. Jen says, how do I keep family time sacred and not let business interfere with it? That's a really good question. There's a book. I'll post it for you. It's by one of my favorite authors named Brian Tracy, and it's called Eat That Frog. And it's all about prioritizing things in your business, electronics not taking over your life. But I have working business hours. There's several times of the week that I'll do trainings like this in the evening. But there's a certain time that I train my new stylists. There's a certain time that I'm available to my team. I sit in my office and I knock out my work and I prioritize, like, the most important things are at the top of my list. They're usually the ones I don't want to get done, the ones that you put off. The most important things I do first. If it's level 2 or level 3 priority, it can get bumped to the next day, the next week, the next month. It doesn't get done. I don't care as long as I get those priority things done. And I'm done. And I set off boundaries. Boundaries are how I do this because that's not duplicatable. If I was doing this all day and all night, why would anyone want to be a national executive director if they saw me constantly working all the time and not enjoying life with my kids? For me, it's about I have to turn off notifications. If I see my ding, ding all the time, I will check it because I like to work. I truly could work 12 hours a day doing this because I love it. But I didn't leave corporate America to not be present with my kids. So I have often even contemplated getting a second phone where it's a work phone and then my Facebook and my private groups are only on that phone. So I literally separate work and life. But you have got to have boundaries for yourself and you have to follow them or no one else will follow your boundaries. But I have office hours just like a normal job. People, there's no such thing as a nail emergency. If one of my leaders needs me, guess what? I'm getting back to them at 8 a.m. That's when I check that stuff because this is what I do and they know. So yeah, having firm boundaries is really, really important. What do I share about the opportunity and what do I not? I've gotten better, but I'm a word vomiter. Oh yeah, you can't do word vomit. You definitely cannot word vomit. This is one of those times where you need to send it to an upline or a mentor that's good at language. Would you like to read word vomit? If what you're sending is 2 paragraphs long, would that really entice you to look in? Again, it should be oriented around them, centered around them. So you find a way to make it focused about their providing a solution to their problem, and then you pull back. And you say, hey, can I send you some more info? You always end it with an open-ended question. Stop word vomiting so they can ghost you, because they will. Make it genuine, make it problem and solution focused, and ask them a question. Would you like more information? Would you mind if I sent you, do you have any questions about it? Have you ever thought about it? Do you think this is something that you could do? You could see yourself doing? Whatever the question is, end it with a question. You're going to want to have a conversation about enrolling. You should not be sending them literature on enrolling. It needs to be a conversation. Let's see. Yep, you all need to get a high failure tolerance. Let's see. No is definitely the way. Boundaries. I exhibited boundaries today. I have been feeling really overwhelmed because I created a new stylist jumpstart training group so I could efficiently provide how to train. My team is we can't onboard. We can't, it's what they struggle with I think the most besides enrolling. So I went to Denver. I had a mastermind. a ton of work with all these other huge leaders, created a system, a 14-week system. It's amazing. And I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh, yeah, so I'm running this group. It's the first 14 weeks. So I'm like, after that, I'll be kind of self-sufficient. But I have this new Jumpstart group. I have my team page. I'm in a process of rebuilding and enrolling because I had one of my large leaders who got poached to another company. It happens. Ain't no thing. I know what to do. I know how to enroll, so I can get right back in the trenches and enroll if I need to. So I'm kind of in a rebuilding mode, so I'm really ramping up my sales, ramping up my parties more than normal so I can enroll more. And I have this group called Road to Executive, and that is where I'm strictly building executives. It's my cream of the crop, 1% of my entire team. It's people with a true leadership mindset, people that are willing to put in the work, that don't make excuses, that are balls to the wall. They're my passion. Working with leaders and building leaders is my favorite thing in the whole world. It makes everything else about this job worth it, and I will give my whole life to that if I could. But they are so amazing, and I want to give them all my time, and I have been. And they, like, literally, once I started working with them, like, they're at the top of the charts. Those top 50, boom, my leaders. Boom, I'm so proud that I'm not on them, and my leaders are. Like, it makes me super emotional. They're doing the things. But I finally today in our leader chat, I said, hey, I love you guys, but I need to follow my own example. I talked to you all about boundaries and time management. I've got to do the same. I love you. If you need me, please keep it here in the group. I wish I could one-on-one chat with all of you, but I just can't. My family life is suffering. My mental health is suffering. I love you, and I want to be duplicatable, and I want you to do what I do someday. So this is a safe group. There's like 8 of us. I was like, I will walk you through language. I will look at your enrollment questions. I will take you through your team placements. But if we could please keep it here in the group, because I can't respond to 900 messages. You know what? They loved it. They all hearted it. They're like, thank you so much. Like, we feel the same. We feel empowered now to have those conversations with our leaders. It's okay to have boundaries. People will respect boundaries for sure. Yep, problem and solution focused, ask lots of questions, conversation based. Yeah, you guys really, and again, you can read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Your enrollments should be normal human being conversations. That's it. And you can't enroll someone if you don't know them. If you don't know how it's going to benefit them or what they need, I would get to know them better before you try to enroll. Definitely. Oh boy. Any other questions, guys? You have been such a fun bunch to hang out with. Y'all are awesome. Super, truly awesome. Love you all. If we don't have any other questions, I'm going to respect your time. I'm going to jump off. I know we have some East Coast time peeps, so it is probably late for some of you. But I will provide you with resources. I will provide you with some trainings. But I want you to get out there, and I want you to focus on self-development and business development. Both of those are what's going to grow your business more than anything else. Business development, self-development. How do I get someone's info when I'm out and about? If they're at Starbucks, I just ask them when they're going to work next. Say, hey, do you mind if I come back and check in and see how your nails are? Or I ask them if they have an email, or if I can add them into my VIP group, or ask them what their Facebook is. Again, I don't overthink these things. It just needs to be a natural conversation for me. Like, it just needs to seem like normal human nature, because it's not a one-size-fits-all. Nothing in this. If it's human connections to build a relationship, it cannot be one-size-all thing that works. It's just got to be organic, and you just have to be a normal human. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for jumping on. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love you all. Zabrina, I can't wait for you to come and talk to my team too. You always are very uplifting and supportive, and you just make us feel all so amazing. You guys are all so lucky to have her as your leader and to be walking you through this incredible, incredible business. And I hope you're really loving it. I hope you're having fun. Bye, you guys. Have a great evening.